Cricket in the US, a concept that definitely got everyone curious and excited. The ICC managed to make enough heads turn when they announced the venues for the 2024 T20 World Cup. But has it delivered on its promises? Was the American dream for a cricket fan just that, a dream? The New York and Dallas legs are over. Just a few games in Florida are remaining, so a good time, if any, to ask this question. Was cricket in USA a hit or a miss? The biggest flex was going to be New York. The ICC, the organizers, and everyone else involved knew that New York and the Nassau Stadium were going to be the focal point of this new venture. Some of the big matches were drawn up here, especially India versus Pakistan. And what happened? From day one, the biggest talking point became that of the drop-in pitches. How India was unhappy with the pitch. The same pitches that took months to prepare, that had been flown over from Australia, groomed in Florida and dropped onto the Nassau Stadium in New York. And of course, the low-scoring matches with uneven bounce became quite the norm. There were some thrillers, yes. Even so, it isn't what you expect a T20 affair to be. I mean, yes, you want an even contest with bat and ball, but you want entertainment, the big scores. So that was a bit of a setback. Then, of course, the big one, ticket pricing. Exorbitant rates for the India matches, some of them incredulously so. We spoke about the contrast between this and other sporting events in the US, a marked difference. Sky-high rates that can deflate any new fan that you're trying to lure into the sport, because that's ultimately the point of taking any sport to uncharted territory, isn't it? Create a new fan base to build on the already vibrant existing one. So what about those then? The existing fans. They probably would be the only ones willing to navigate the rates and the other inconveniences that came with the venues to get into the stadiums. Cricket in USA was supposed to be special for a cricket fan. But then again, the timing was not that conducive. All-day games to accommodate the worldwide broadcast. So really, it seems like a half-hearted way to try and appease as many as possible, and failing at doing so. And now we come to the weather, erratic and irregular. Florida particularly facing the brunt of showers that are threatening to derail the weekend games, the last leg. The Sunshine State has been anything but. So overall, the question I want to ask, could the glitzy New York lights wash out all these setbacks? And can you still say cricket in the US is a big thumbs up? Now, what did some of you say on social media? Let's take a look. Feels like the best part about cricket in USA has been the way the USA cricket team has been performing, one that was least expected much from. But here's the heartbreaking part. The point of something new is to see it being used more, like building something for the future. Like the MLC, Major League Cricket is coming up, so any infrastructure could have been put in place keeping that in mind, the wearability and the longevity of it. Even as I speak, there are cranes and bulldozers demolishing the makeshift Nassau ground. Everything is being torn down to put it back to how it was, to be used by the public, from Cricket Stadium back to Eisenhower Park. The modular components of the stadium will be dismantled and repurposed. The thing that will remain, though, will be the much controversial drop-in pitches and the turf. And of course, you know this was bound to happen. But just to give you a picture of what it took to raise it all in the first place, the construction of the Nassau Stadium reportedly cost $30 million US. They flew the grandstand from the LA Grand Prix that was used, so that will be returned, sent back. It also includes the 10 drop-in pitches that they got made for the venue and the practice areas. Now, a couple of drop-in pitches from Australia is set to cost anywhere between $200,000 to $500,000 US. All of this in total is a lot of money for just a few weeks of cricket and then, of course, a repurposed mandate. It's safe to say that the venture of taking cricket far and wide was great to hear and see, and probably did not achieve the kind of results that it would have hoped to. It's tough to balance every aspect while pulling off a tournament of this magnitude. But have they really won over Americans, which I'm guessing was one of the key objectives of this? Or was it just to get the wow factor going? Maybe the Big Apple cricket experiment was something like the Newton moment. The calculations may have been there and the anticipation of it all pointing to a gravity-defining moment. But in this case, the apple just didn't drop.
Fan of Italy's famous cuisine? Well, we are serving it with a side of diplomacy. As the G7 leaders gather in southern Italy, Vantage is taking you to the heart of the action. What's the agenda? Who is invited? And how is Italy preparing for it? Catch the special edition of Vantage throughout this week, only on Firstpost. Fan of Italy's famous cuisine? Well, we are serving it with a side of diplomacy. As G7 leaders gather in southern Italy, Vantage is taking you to the heart of the action. What's the agenda? Who is invited? And how is Italy preparing for it? Catch the special edition of Vantage throughout this week, only on Firstpost.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special Firstpost.